Hey, good morning everyone. How's it going? So just when I thought it was done with this van, with the disasters that the other shop had created. Now the other shop apparently has been servicing this thing for a while, and I guess the owner finally got sick and tired of them screwing everything up. And as you've seen in the previous videos, with that O2 sensor debacle and then the spark plug disaster, I mean, I'm assuming it was never ending with that shop. I don't know what type of people they hire, but whew, just when I thought it was over and I wouldn't find anything else that they messed up. I'm using nice words this morning. I got it all up and running, runs great, still on the lift. What I usually do in a situation like this when I have to do a major work to an engine, get into one, like pull a cylinder head off, stuff like that. If it was on this style where it doesn't have coolant going through the intake, I wouldn't bother if I was just doing intake gaskets. But if it was a situation where coolant goes through the intake, most of the times then I will change the oil when I'm done, as long as it goes into like an oil valley at the same time, like oil gets exposed. On this, because the cylinder head came off, I was like, you know what, I'm going to change the oil on this too, just to be on the safe side. So what I always do is I make sure I don't get, like I already drained the coolant out, so I was confident I didn't get much of any coolant into the oil. But what I usually will do is I will usually crack the drain plug free, see if anything comes out, and I usually crack it free and I basically had oil come out. If the coolant had gotten in there, coolant would have come out first because coolant sinks to the bottom. All right, I cracked it free. I got a little bit of oil starting to come out and I put it back in. I wasn't paying attention to it. I started it up, running great. Let it get heated up, waited for the thermostat to open, the whole 9 yards. Everything's good. No issues. All right, shut it down, put it up in the air, pull the drain plug out. Let me show you. Now, I've showed you this before, and I've actually been saving them because it still amazes me that people do this. But check this out. So here's the drain plug. See the threads at the top? That's called necking. This one isn't as bad, but it's still there. That's called necking. Basically what's happening is they're over tightening the drain plug to the point where it's starting to stretch the threads. This part of the drain plug stops. This part keeps going because they're tightening it. Usually it doesn't destroy the threads, but it's amazing that an aluminum oil pan could be that strong. But you see it right there? Here's some extreme examples. I've saved them because just totally amazed that people do this. You can see how the bolt kind of hourglass shapes too, but that's called necking. And this is the reason head bolts get replaced on a lot of vehicles when they are torque to yield type head bolts, because this actually happens. Sometimes you can't even see that it's happened, but this happens. Here's another one. Oops, focus. This one's pretty bad. Amazingly enough, all of these didn't destroy the threads in the oil pan. I was able to put another drain plug in and save the pan. But I figured I'd show you that. So there we go, there's a new drain plug in place, a new filter. So now, basically what I do in a situation like that too, because it was the end of the day, I had it running, got it fully heated up, drained the oil, took the filter off, I let it sit over the oil drain, and I let it sit overnight, let everything drip out of it, or as much as possible. Obviously there's still gonna be oil in the motor, but you know, in pockets and stuff like that, but most of it comes out. So now, new drain plugs in, new filters on, I'm gonna fill it with oil. I gotta put the interior back together, I still didn't do that. But I'm going to do all of that and take it on a road test and give it back to the customer. But just when I saw that with the drain plug, I'm like, wow, these guys, just anything they touched, they destroyed. Anything. So, whatever. It just, unfortunately, get people like that out there, and it gives guys like us, you know, you guys out there that are, you know, even your backyard mechanics, a lot of you guys know better. Yeah, you make them tight. You don't have to make them that tight. I mean, that's putting two hands on a long wrench and, you know, putting your feet up on the oil pan and like pulling into it as hard as you can. I mean, that's tight. No reason for a drain plug to be that tight. And like I said, it gives people like us, like you, a bad name. Just, I can't stand it. But anyway, last but not least, I'm just going to double check tire pressures and let it down, put oil in it, send it on its way. All right. Hopefully you got something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.